Alright, so we have a reminder here that you have to take note that there is no such thing as SSA postulate or the side-side angle. So you cannot say if you are given two side and a non-included angle, there's no such thing as that. Alright, so if you are given with this kind of situation, then you have to find another way in proving this kind of congruence or congruency. There is also no such thing as an AAA postulate. No, basig mo ingon mo nga naa may triple S, basig na apoy triple A. No, there is no such thing as this kind of postulate, the triple A. You cannot say that if you have three pairs of congruent angles, then the triangles are congruent. Alright, so let's try to prove these four situations here. Using the two figures, can we say that these two triangles are congruent? Let's find out. Alright, so for figure number 1 or letter A, unsa man ni sila, congruent or not congruent?
Bring me closer to a daydream. Suddenly, the song came back to me. You call it beautiful, it's true.
So the answer there is congruent, using the side angle side, two sides and the included angles. Okay? So as you can see, you are given two pairs of congruent sides and a pair of included angle. So you can prove that these triangles are congruent using the SAS. Proceed now to letter B. Unsa man ni sila, congruent or not? The answer is yes. You can use the ASA or two angles and an included side or a side. No, dili necessary nga side, na included side. So you can use the ASA. For figure C, you can use the SSS or the three sides. And for letter D, right angle, hypotenuse, and another side. So wala ni siya nag-appeal sa discussion na ganihan, no? Okay, so the right angle and hypotenuse and other side. Probably this is another lesson. Alright, so if two triangles both had the same properties indicated, would they be congruent? If so, which congruent test would prove this? So, kani sila, three pairs. So, meaning we can say that these two triangles are congruent using the SSS, SAS, ASA, or RHS, or kung X gani, meaning dili nimo sila ma-prove. So, we can say that these two triangles are congruent using the SSS. That's right.
The sunset's warm embrace gives delight in many ways, and it comes as no surprise. When I'm down and blue, my heart goes back to the space.
Alright, number 2. We have if two triangles both had the same properties indicated below, will they be congruent? If so, which congruence test would prove this? You are given three pairs of congruent angles. Pwede ba? Is there a postulate that you can use to prove that these two triangles are congruent? Can you use SSS, SAS, ASA, or RHS, or dili siya ma-prove? Yes, you are right. You cannot prove using the AAA. So that's why your answer here is X, no? Third one, if two triangles both have the same properties indicated below, would they be congruent? If so, which congruence test would prove this? Can you use SSS, the SAS, the ASA, or the RHS? So you can use the ASA A. Two sides and an angle.
My heart goes back to
Last, we have if two triangles both have the same properties indicated, would they be congruent? If so, which congruence test would prove this? You are given two angles and a side.
with you. My tomorrows are brighter than my yesterday.
Can you use the ASA?
Eyes and fire
Yes, you can still use the ASA.
so right when
This angle is known from the other two. If two triangles both had the same properties indicated at a figure, would you be congruent? If so, which congruence test would prove this? You are given two sides and an angle. Remember that our angle is not included. Yes, we cannot prove these two triangles that are congruent with each other. Alright, so how about this? If two triangles both had the same properties indicated, would they be congruent? If so, which congruence test would prove this? You are given with two sides and an included angle. So we can use the SAS. Very good. So you can use the SAS, the side angle side. And how about this figure naman? So you are given two sides and a right angle. So you can use the RHS, right? So you can use the right hypotenuse side.
there's a song deep inside
And this one,
raise. It's all about this amazing place. A home that
so can we use this? So you can use the ASA. Alright, so we can use the ASA. You're given with two angles and an included side.
Listen to the music.
Alright, so let's try this practice. No, mga practice problems or practice situations here. So congruent triangles. Are each pair of triangles congruent? Matutanaw, no? For letter A, you are given with two sides, 8 with 8 units, and 57 degrees ang ato measure sa given angle. And we can see, obviously, that our given angle is an included angle. Yes, for figure A, we can prove that these two triangles are congruent using the SAS congruence postulate.
Sing me the song. Be a true in my heart.
And how about for letter B? We are given three triangles. Aren't it two triangles with three angles congruence? We cannot prove them because again, there's no such thing that indicates or states that you can prove two triangles congruent with each other given that three triangles or three angles being congruent. Alright, let's try this one. No, so comment your answer. Comment your answer for number 1. So the first one who will get the correct answer will be given 30 pesos worth of load. So what should be the answer for this? Show what you know. You are given two triangles, 3.5, 4.5, and 4 centimeters. The same as with the second triangle, same characteristics, same measurement of the sides. What should be our answer for this? A, B, C, D, or E? Can we use the SSS, the SAS, the ASA, the RHS, or not necessarily congruent? The answer is SSS. That's right. The answer for this question is SSS. We can say that these two triangles are congruent using the SSS postulate, the three sides. How about number 2? You are given with 60 degrees and 86 degrees and a 4 centimeter side. So can you prove these two triangles are congruent using the SSS, the SAS, ASA, the RHS are not necessarily congruent. Alright, the correct answer is letter C. Yes, that's right. No, the angle, side angle. Two angles and the corresponding side. Right, number 3. What theorem or postulate can we use to prove that these two triangles are congruent, if possible? Is it the SSS, the SAS, the ASA, the RHS, or not necessarily congruent?
But we may never know the things that lie ahead.
The correct answer is letter E, not necessarily congruent. So wala tayo gihatag, no? Oh, dili man gud sila pariha, no? Sa first figure, ang gihatag here are two angles and a corresponding side. Alright, so these are a reference. Thank you so much everyone for joining me here